Hello, and good morning to our civilized society. In the past, we have had problems with conflict arising because of children who grew up under vastly different circumstances. Change is one thing that threatens our very stability and ruins the progress we have created. The ancient problems of attachment to partners and the very traditional method of human growth is no more after the groundbreaking introduction of test tube humans. With the very simple processes conducted in the DHC facility, the creation of humans was never easier. First, we see the image of a female gamete, taken to be fertilized and divided, budding up to 96 times, in our provided bottles. Those gametes are conditioned to grow identical in perfection, without being susceptible to the diseases and disfigurements that used to plague the archaic people before the time of our Ford. After each child has fully developed in this safe and sanitary laboratory, all the necessary resources for a safe, stable, and educational upbringing are available to them. Like we say, we provide more resources than any parent could have ever offered. The children are brought up in the facility with educational practices and community games among peers, learning how to coexist and become honorable and productive members of society. The benefits to the process of test tube fertilization is the avoidance of the messiness of childbirth. The very word is disturbing to most. The undue pain and suffering a woman of the savage ways experiences during this process is completely avoided. And so are the lethal and debilitating risks of this process. Differences in the way children grow up isn't a problem, because we raise them here in the facility. When raised in certain circumstance, our cities will always perfectly advance. They are all fed, clothed, and educated, a tremendous achievement of a truly superior form of social reproduction. Under the old ways, parents were almost solely responsible for the upbringing of our society's children. Atypical children pose a threat to the stable happiness of our society. Additionally, unpredictable birth rates result in a strain on resources, which is an issue that any sustainable society cannot have. With the technology of test tube reproduction, we can now control the amount of humans that are constantly created, unlike the perplexing system of childbirth. No problems of overpopulation will happen ever again, as long as our trustworthy staff of scientists are hard at work. If childbirth were allowed to continue, we run the risk of complications, such as a fertilized egg to implant in an area other than the uterus. This can cause internal bleeding and dreadful pain for the woman currently holding the baby. This condition could even become life-threatening, and it is only one of the many complications that the childbearers of the past had to endure. Why put the women of our population under such abhorrent conditions? The happiness of our society keeps us away from troubling anxieties such as this, and every individual part of our community is unburdened with the delicate job of traditional reproduction. In the presence of our advanced civilization, we aim to have fully developed humans to avoid the troubles of health conditions. If everyone is not on the same level of mental progress, there can never truly be complete understanding. Always remember, children are an investment in our community and deserve the utmost care for being brought up in the stable era of our modern world.